Hey everybody, hope everybody is hanging in there and doing all right. I thought I would show you my COVID journal, show you what I have for March. I kind of, I don't know, not jumped on the bandwagon, but I knew that I wanted to document this time. And I first was going to document like our lives and what we're doing, and I was going to divide it into categories, and I made it really complicated, and I just decided not to do that. I decided to do it from my perspective of kind of an overview of what's happening with me and kind of what I'm doing with the kids and that sort of thing. So let me show you what I have. I also did an approach that kind of reminds me of Smash books. Do you remember those? They're from a while ago. I think Simple Stories made them. But I really didn't stick to one maker of products, and I kind of just threw in this and that, and whatever I felt like worked best with my photos. So I included the free Persnickety Prints timelines right here, January, February, and March, and I just used a bag and double-sided tape. This is also Persnickety Prints. They're free printables. I used one flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, and then I printed some clear pieces from Traci Reed. And then I open with the school announcement that we're closing. I made journal on this. I feel like it's a little plain, but this was our first weekend at home, and it actually rained, which kind of stunk. It's like, school's closed, life is changing. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like one of the worst, most awful rainy weekends ever. So that was interesting. But this template is from Shannon, I want to say Shannon Morton, but I will leave her information, Shannon Pages. And I just added a sticker there, called it done. This is all Cocoa Daisy, and once again, I just tried kind of something different for me. This is based off a Shannon template as well. I think I just shrunk things down because this is a little bit shorter than 6x8, I've noticed, just a little bit. So I shrunk it down, and then I added some paper there, a little cluster here, and a little cluster there. I also added in some washi tape, which I thought was really fun. I don't normally add in washi tape, but I figured why not? I'm trying different things. I'm sure we are all saving memes like crazy. I know I've gotten a few from a friend on Instagram and seeing them all over the place on Facebook, and even in the Persnickety Prints Facebook group. They have a whole folder chock full of them, and they are just awesome. There's so many memes, and they are just making me get through life. Like this one. This one I saved right after I found out the kids were going to be home for a while. Thought that was pretty funny. But this one right here with Robin Williams and Jumanji, it was just hilarious. Pandemic, daylight savings time, Friday the 13th, full moon, all the same week. Just thought that was hilarious. So I just added in some really old Feed Your Craft items right here for the paper, and here, and here, and up here. And then the stamps are all Crafty Jen Schow. So really love memes, and I probably still have 100 that I could scrapbook about this whole situation. Okay, so we finally got a break in the rain like Monday, and Monday I said to myself, all right, you got to take care of yourself. So I totally pampered myself with a real outfit, taking a shower, straightening my hair. I even did my nails. And I think I happened to see this quote on the same day. So I just documented some self-care and used a ton of Crafty Jen Schow stamps. And then the papers and circles are from Traci Reed STAY HOME kit, just like these papers are as well. Also on that day we took a walk, and so I just captured my husband and I holding hands. The kids were running off somewhere. And so these little scribbles are Crafty Jen Schow again. And this is probably one of my favorite spreads. But I kind of picked different topics to cover for March, and this was definitely self-care and just taking care of myself, which I've found to be very important if I'm going to make it through this, because this is not going to be a sprint, it's going to be a marathon, because not only did school close, but we now have summer. So if we get to go back to school in August, it will have been 5 months of limited to no activities. So it's a marathon, yes. This one was a lot of fun to make. I used one of my favorite kits from Cocoa Daisy, the spring kit that they had. I just love it. I think it was called Orchard Bloom. I don't know why the name is escaping me, but I just used a big old photo of my kids. This is the first holiday spent at home, St. Patrick's Day. We didn't do much. We actually got to go to a park. We didn't play at the park, but we played in the creek and went puddle stomping in the creek. And then I have a journaling card, and then I just did a little grid. And then this one was another walk. We saw a break in the rain, and I told the kids, throw on your jackets, we're going. Because early on, I noticed that outside time, walks, they are what are gonna get us through the day. And they continue to now, 2.5 months later. So, and I even doodled to like mimic that card right there. So really love how this one came together. I love making these type of pages where it's the grid style, and I just use up my supplies. Super fun to make, and it was really special to me. Right after this started, I think a week or two, no, not even 2 weeks, a week and a half into this, I asked on Instagram, because I'm on there all the time making all kinds of stories. I asked all my friends, whoever wanted to answer, what brings you joy? What has brought you joy today? And I had a bunch of people respond. I don't even think I got most of them here, but I got their responses, and I kind of created a rainbow page with my Cocoa Daisy stamps, the alphabets, and then the little dot stamps. Totally crooked, but that's okay, I don't care. And then I used a scallop punch right there, and I called it done. Love, love, love this page, and I'm so grateful for all the friendships that I have made on Instagram. Okay, the next one I can't show you yet. Okay, speaking of exercise, one day my kids did not want to get outside, and I happened to look in the camera and to take a selfie. I looked a hot mess, but like when I turned the exposure down, I think that's what it's called, I look like a Dementor. So basically it was like the new mom look. So I made another page full of alphabets, and I basically said the new mom look is, if you don't exercise, I'm gonna look like a Harry Potter Dementor. Perfect. Which is so true, because if my kids do not get outside and exercise and move, it throws a kink or a wrench in our day. So we need to get moving, we need to get our exercise in. So this one, I found this free template on Instagram from Adam, oh boy, I'm not gonna be able to say his last name. I'll leave a link though. He has like all these templates, and it printed this big, which was cool, and I filled it out that day, the 22nd, and so I just stuck it in there because I thought that was pretty cool. This one is all Stay at Home and Kellie Stamps. The stamps are from Kellie Stamps, but everything else is Traci Reed Stay Home, and I just documented the shows that my husband and I are watching. I thought these photos were kind of funny. He took a photo of me with the cats, and then I turned it around and took a photo of him. And I just did 2 strips to tie it together. The couch, I put the sticker there, and then just like the shows we were watching at the time. And used a journaling card as well. Another funky, fun page to document what we're doing right now. Saw this quote, and I really loved it. I saw it in multiple different versions, but I thought it was a really good reminder. So I just used a scrap of kind of rainbow paper and put it in there and just called it done. This one was just 2 simple things. Once again, kind of like self-care and just what I'm doing. I wound up listening to a podcast during kind of a rough night, and it really had me thinking, and it was kind of just what I needed. Oh, I love Kellie's quotes. This was a freebie that she had, and it is so true. Because I'm an introvert, I'm a homebody, so this isn't much different for me to just be home, but being home with my kids is definitely different. But I thought that this was funny, so I had to include it. This one was a fun page that I did to just kind of wrap up March and the everyday. And this is kind of the first like time I felt really like happy, not happy, but I was like, okay, I've got this, I can do this, I can do this. And so I just wanted to document myself, and flowers from different walks, and going on a bike ride, and a letter from the president that I'm sure everybody got about what is going on. And then drawing with my kids. So just little snapshots of March. I also included a ton of Kellie Stamps down at the bottom to pull in the colors, and then the neutral pieces are all Traci Reed as well. And it's funny, I don't scrap at night. I've probably mentioned that, but I did this page at night, and now I can totally see, like, it's a little bit crooked here and there, but you know what? I scrapbooked at night, so there you go. And then the last page for March is just 2 news kind of clippings. That's what you'd call it in the old days. Man, I make myself sound a little bit old. But these were screenshots. That's the right word, screenshots. And it was just talking about how we were going to get payments. Everybody was going to get payments, even children. And then some numbers for California. And this one is going to be the start of April, so I think I'm going to do lots of stamping, and I have a funny selfie of myself. So that's what I did for March. I'm going to keep this going for April, and I may continue to do my me albums, but this will be more focused on how my life is different and just kind of like the history type aspects of, you know, being at home all the time. Okay, so I know that this was long, but I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of my journal documenting this time right now. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.